Coach, he had 8 players in double figures. He got 30 assists. How much did you like the balanced offense tonight against the Nets?
I think that's great, the ability to share the basketball, and obviously guys made shots, but our just willingness to trust the pass. Obviously in the first half it stuck a little bit. We turned it over, but I think down the stretch we did a great job of moving it, sharing it, and trusting each other.
Pregame we talked about Jalen's energy. What did you see out of him in his return tonight?
I thought he was great. Obviously defensively, what he brought to the table, his physicality, getting over and under screens. But I think offensively, I really thought his pace was really good. He never got himself sped up. He was making the right play, right decision. He just let the game come to him, which is what, that's signs of growth. And being able to watch film with our coaches in the time that he was out, I think it's just huge.
Coach, congrats on the win tonight. 4 or 5 for your team, 3 in a row at home here. There's a lot of people outside of your team that may say that it's counterproductive to win games at this point in the season, given your placement in the standings. What do you have to say to those people?
Winning is counterproductive?
In terms of standings for the lottery.
At the end of the day, we just want these guys to understand what it means to play meaningful basketball, what it means to be in tight games, tight situations, and how to figure out how to win. You're asking a young group to grow, to get better, to understand how they've got to come down in crunch time and play, and they're doing that. You ask a young group to grow, and that's what these guys have done, and they're going to continue to do.
Which you look at a lot of young teams finishing out the season, not a lot of them are doing what you guys are doing, racking up a lot of wins to end the season. Some say it's like a comparison to those Phoenix Suns from the bubble where they won 8 straight, went on to be a #1 seed the next season. Obviously, that's pretty high hopes, but what do you have to say to the ability that this team has coming next season in terms of what you guys are looking like right now?
Well, the great part about it is just like, we'll say it, win or loss, we stay in the moment and just recognize that we have to just keep getting better, keep improving. How do we get guys better? How do our guys learn to continue to play with one another? And like tonight, by doing it by committee, that's the message that we continue to send. 8 guys in double figures, 30 assists. Obviously, there's things that we got to clean up that we've talked about, the offensive rebound for them, making sure we finish plays with the small details. But our guys' ability to do it together is the most important thing for this group.
Going back to Jalen, you mentioned offense. Just how have you seen him grow on that end of the floor offensively from the beginning of the season till now?
Well, I think tonight was just a level of pace, the pace in which he played. He was not sped up. He was able to, find pockets to get to the basket. And then when he didn't have the basket, he was looking to make the right decision. I think there was a stretch in that third that put the ball in his hands up top, and he was making the right play. So I think those are just signs of growth on the offensive end. And then defensively, we're going to continue to ask him to be as tenacious as he can be on the ball.
Coach, we talked about 8 players being in double figure scoring tonight. Franz started a little bit slow, looked a little gimpy at one point. Maybe the ankle was bothering him a little bit, but he had 6 points in the first half. I believe he had 13 in the second half. What did you tell him at halftime to sort of get him going there in the second half?
Well, with Franz, because he has such a high basketball IQ, he's reading the game, reading how teams are playing him, and as the second half went on, he started to register what was going on, and I think that was a big portion of it, looking for the certain opportunities. And the other side of it, we got stops, and a lot of those were us being able to get out on the break to run.
So speaking of Jalen Suggs, obviously a performance like today, how does it help him build for the end of the season and moving forward with you guys? And what does he add to the team when he's healthy?
When he's healthy, he adds that level of defense, getting into the basketball, guarding some of the best guys, being physical, just that level of, tenacity that he plays with. And offensively, just being able to play at a certain place, getting downhill, stepping into a shot with confidence. I think those levels of continued growth for him are going to be huge.
Joel's holding a Markelle bobblehead over there. How do you think it came out, and what that likeness is like?
Am I allowed to comment on that? That's not bad. He's moving his head and like he had to move the other night, the spin move to the dump off to Wendell. That kind of was a similar situation, how he was moving. But no, that's great. The support in the building has continued to be great. We just got to keep our fans going. And, 3-0 on the homestand, that's very huge for us. And so now we just got to go on the road and, continue to defend the way that we have been.
Jalen, your group 8 players in double figures, 30 assists tonight. Just how well did you like the ball movement collectively as a unit in the win over the Nets?
It was excellent. Whenever you have 8 guys in double figures, that's big time. And not just 10, 11, 12, guys in 20s, 18s, 19s. So, it's great. It's fun. When you're playing like that, it's always a good time. Guys are getting touches. Everybody's scoring. Everybody's got a smile on their face, and, it leads to a win, which is always a cherry on top. So I think we did great tonight and, not settling, not taking what they were trying to give us, some long twos and, settling for threes, but, getting what we want. Dictating our flow and rhythm on offense, and again, it led to good things.
With you for a few games out, how did you feel coming back out there tonight?
I felt great. I was so eager to get back on the court. Again, like I've told y'all a million times, I think I've missed my fair share of time now, and I don't like missing. I don't like missing much. I'm competitive. I want to be out there with my guys and help do what I can to get us wins. So, but I think they played well tonight. We played well. Just going to continue to try and get in where I fit in, help us out, defensively, offensively, stay in that flow, take what the game gives me, and, keep things rolling.
Jalen, congrats on the win tonight. 3 straight for you guys at home and 4 of 5. There might be some people outside of your team that may say that winning at this point in the season is counterproductive for a team that may not be going to the playoffs, but what do you have to say to those people that you may disagree with?
We're playing every game and trying to win every game, and that's the bottom line. If you come out to win, come out to lose, the battle's already lost. What more do you build from there then? At that point, I think we established our identity last year. We know everyone knows how last year went. And guys grew. Guys learned, and we're kind of able to build the foundation. Now it's about taking it to the next level and being consistent and doing that every night. And I think we come out to have a mindset of losing, because it's this late in the season when there's still a possibility that we can get in some play in action. Then, I think that just takes major steps back on what we built on. So, we're coming out to win every night.
Jalen, a lot of teams this young don't really see a surge like this late in the season. Sometimes they're a little deflated. You guys on a 3-game win streak, only a few games left, looking to capitalize on that. Some people may compare you to those bubble Phoenix Suns where they finished 8 straight, just short of the postseason appearance, and then they came back the next season, really great production. Do you see a sort of similar trajectory for your team?
I think we're continuing to build and we're doing all the right things. When we play like this, free flowing, everybody's touching it. We're cutting, moving, defending. Outside of Markelle having a great night, of course, but. I think when we play like this, it's hard not to come out with wins every night, and I think, again, that's our next step is because how do we be consistent with that? How do we bring it every night and, find the energy when it's not there, be able to execute when we're tired. I think that's the difference between, a lot of the young teams in the league, and those veteran playoff teams, who are always up there each and every year is, they're able to do that, be consistent every day and execute every day, no matter how their bodies or mental are feeling. So, I think that's what the next step is. We're going to close this one out, take it game by game, and then, continue to build in the offseason and carry momentum in the next year. So.
Jalen, welcome back. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
A lot of times you're tasked with guarding the top scorer on an opposing team. Tonight you did a fantastic job on Markelle. He had 44 points, but you played some really good minutes defensively on him. What's it like guarding a guy like him or any other top scorer in the league?
His wingspan is so long. There's really no contesting a shot. You just got to get a hand up and hope you did a good enough job to speed him up, hope he misses. But it's tough. He got to the free throw line. He hit his open ones. He hit tough middies. A lot of tough middies, which is what we're willing to give up. As long as they're contested, I think that's a shot that we're living with. We hit him all tonight. He's been playing great, so, congrats to him. But I think collectively we did a great job, defending as a whole tonight. And even though he was hot, everybody else, their water was pretty much turned off, and I've never seen one person beat, an entire NBA team, tonight. So, he did his thing, but, we got the job done defensively, held him to, I think 109, 106. That's a good night defensively in this league.
Jalen, as you see in front of you is Markelle Fultz bobblehead night. What were your thoughts on the bobblehead and how that came out?
It's fire. It's fire. The hair, I don't know how they did the hair. It's surprisingly accurate still. All they got to do is add the tats. I talked to his mom. He said he's going to do arts and crafts with some of the bobbleheads, put his tats on. I hope I can be a part of that still, but I think they did a great job. That's dope.
Markelle, your group had 8 players in double figures, 30 assists tonight. How much did you like the balanced offensive attack you guys had in the win over the Nets?
Amazing, man. I think that that makes our team hard to guard, makes it fun for everybody. I think it also shows the versatility that we have with, being able to share the ball and trusting the next guy to, be able to make the right play. So, again, to be able to have a night like that and come out with a win, it's pretty good. So.
Jalen came back tonight after missing a couple games with a concussion. How much did you guys, feel his energy on both of those little floors tonight?
Amazing. I think he had an unbelievable, came and made some big shots, stops, doing what Jalen does, and a guy who's been through a lot of, injuries and things, tough to find a rhythm. I think he's doing a great job of just focusing on going out there and just contributing in any way he can. And I think that's what you're seeing tonight. So I'm very proud for Jalen, but even more proud for our team, just finding a way to fight through adversity and keep going.
Markelle, congrats on the win tonight. You've got 3 straight at home and 4 of 5. There's a lot of people outside of your team that may say that wins at this point in the season may be counterproductive for a team that may not make the playoffs. What do you have to say to those people?
I don't know anybody who loves the game of basketball or trying to do anything that wants to lose. So our team's definitely not trying to lose. We're focused on, getting better every day. And that's pretty much it, man. That's why we focus on what our team says and not the outside noise. But, we're just competing to get better every day. We're not really focused on anything other than trying to be the best version of ourselves and the best, Magic team that we can be.
Markelle, obviously a lot of the talk around the team has been doing it by committee. Obviously you guys really showed that tonight. But on the other end, you guys really held it down in terms of the rest of the Brooklyn Nets other than Mikal Bridges. What was the defensive game plan around that? Was it just to sort of pressure the ball in his hands, allow that to happen, and then take care of the rest?
I mean, we knew he was, going to come out and trying to, he's been killing since the trade. And kind of as the game went along, it was one of those things where, obviously we're not trying to let one guy, kill, but understanding that, we're going to do our best job of trying to guard him. But, he's going to score. He did a good job of still doing that, but I think we did a good job of keeping everybody else under control and controlling the game. And I think we ended up coming out with the win, so we did a pretty good job of that. And still, even with him, trying to contest without fouling and making it tough. But you got to give your hats off for a great player going out there to do what he do. Oh, yeah, for sure. He's a good player, and with a guy like that, you try to contest, you get easy foul, which I think you've seen tonight. He got a couple fouls on jump shots. So, again, you tip your hat off to him for continuing to, showcase his talent and what he can do. But, again, I'm just glad we got the win.
So with the 3-game winning streak, what do you think is helping you guys make this surge, and how is it helping lay the foundation for the end of the season and the future?
I think we're just trying to win the day, continue to get better, also understanding what we have to do to close out games in those, timely moments. Defensively being tied together and playing the right way. But, again, I think we're just building in the right direction. We're continuing to get better every day and continue to stay locked in on, the goal, and that's to win the day.
Markelle, congrats on the win. By my math, I believe you guys are 27-27 with you in the lineup. What's it like just being a veteran amongst a group of young guys, and how's that been for you with like your leadership and things like that?
It's kind of crazy being 24 years old, but I take that responsibility as, being a mentor and also a guy that's been through a lot in my young years. Just trying to show these guys, but also be a vocal leader and try to push them to be the best players that they can be. So it's been fun. This journey has been fun. It's been a great opportunity for me. I feel like, it's something that I want to do. So just trying to lead these guys to play the right way and, again, be the best version of themselves.
With Jalen, what are the biggest ways you've seen him grow offensively from even last season or beginning of the season till now?
I think everything. I think the shots, pushing the pace, his defense leading the offense. Again, that guy, he's been put in, difficult positions with injuries coming back, trying to find his rhythm, being out there with different lineups. So I think the best thing that he's done is just keeping his composure and understanding that, his opportunity would come, but taking what the defense gives him. And I think he's doing an unbelievable job. I think he's been killing, man. He's been doing a good job. So big shout out to Jay.
Kel, you guys have been super scrappy in the past past few months. You've had a strong offensive performance. And looking at tonight's numbers, looks like you guys did a lot of focus on scoring points in the paint. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Always our focus, man. Again, I think that, always when we do a good job of defensive pressure and making our defense lead to easy offense, that's when we get out in transition, we're scoring. That's when, our bigs are ducking in and getting points in the paint. So we're always trying to get in the paint and score because that leads to spray outs, that leads to all good things. So, again, trying to dominate the simple and keep doing that.
Markelle, as you see in front of you, you got a little Kel there.
Yeah.
How are your thoughts on how the bobblehead night came out?
Man, it's amazing, man. Just to, see how many fans were excited, to get this. But more importantly, I know I'm be hearing my son just yell this out all day. You're looking for this bobblehead, but it's it's a dream come true. Growing up, always wished to have a bobblehead. So to be able to have one of these is pretty cool, and I'm just blessed. So I like that.